So this is something really different than anything else I've ever personally bought for myself, but I thought it would make a really good teaching tool because it's something that I talk about in a lot of my classes. I like to discuss how quartz crystals are used, for healing, but also how they're used modern day, so like in electronics and things like that. And the reason they're used in electronics is because they have two very important properties. They have pyroelectricity and piezoelectricity, and these are both pretty unique in the mineral world. So there are other minerals that have pyroelectricity or have piezoelectricity, but quartz has both, which makes it particularly useful for electronics. So when they use quartz for electronics, like in our computers and cell phones and radios and things like that, they actually don't use the quartz crystals like I just, showed you, like something like this from Peru. That's not of the grade that they would be looking for. They want something that's really flawless. So how do they get flawless quartz crystal sort of abundantly and inexpensively? Well, they grow it. And if you've never seen a lab-grown quartz crystal, here is one. And like I said, it's not something I would use for healing. I just thought it'd make a really great teaching tool. So you can see it is double terminated. You see the points or terminations on either end. And it's flawlessly clear, right? You can see my hand right through that. It looks like ice or like glass. It's kind of really weird. It has this ripply texture on the front that almost looks like water sort of. And then the back is completely smooth. And so basically how they grow these is they put them in a large, sort of like a crucible or a really hot chamber that contains them, and they add some mineral content, and then they also add a little tiny seed crystal, and that seed crystal is what tells the solution how to start stacking and forming and arranging its molecules once they begin to cool it. And so that seed crystal, you can actually see this tiny little thing that looks like, right there, that looks like a chip or a flaw in the crystal. That's actually the seed crystal. And so they take this little piece of natural quartz that came out of the earth and they put it in with the rest of the minerals in the solution that they're cooling. When they start to cool that, this crystal begins to grow. And a quartz crystal, if it's given enough time and space to cool, will be double terminated. So it'll have a point on either end. And then they've split this actually down the center because there's usually a little rod that runs along the length of the crystal this way. So they've actually just split it right off of that rod. And this is just one piece. That's my understanding of how this basically how this works. So I just thought I would show you that because it's something really interesting and different. I've never seen a lab-grown quartz before except one time, and it was just so weird. I didn't buy it or anything, but I thought, as I'm teaching these classes and things that I'm doing for people, I want to give you, just a little bit more information and background, and sometimes it's helpful to see something like this so you get kind of a better picture of how that works. So really different, kind of strange, and again, I wouldn't personally use it for healing because it's lab grown, even though it's still silicon dioxide. It's pretty close in chemical composition to this. This will have some trace minerals and things like this, and this is just pure silicon dioxide, but I wouldn't use it because of the process in which it was grown. I tend to use more natural things. So really different, kind of something neat.